Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You listening to Pod Chef. It's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast. It's on TV, and you can watch it. They got 21 seasons, that's a lot, kid. But you can skip those. We do recaps about the whole show. Not the food, though, but the other stuff. Yeah. You're now listening to Pod Chef, the only official podcast about the TV show Top Chef, with your hosts, Jamal, Bryan, and Reaves. And I only said their first names because I don't know everyone's last name, and I'm trying to be polite. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, welcome to Pod Chef, the official Top Chef podcast. I'm your host, Jamal. With me, as always, my co-host, Reaves. He's here. We're at a wedding. He's in the bathroom right now. He's here. He's just using the restroom right now. He'll be right back after this. Is this co-host here?
Hi, yeah, I'm here. Sorry,
Okay.
I was trying to catch the bouquet. I was told I'm not supposed to be in there.
Yeah, you're not. You're not for the bouquet. You're not supposed to. I don't think.
I'm also, and then I told them, "Is it because I'm a man?" And they said, "No, it's because you're married."
Yeah, I think that's the overriding factor, that you're already married. So like, save some for the rest of us.
They first said you can't be here, and I was like, "Okay, we're still doing gender stuff." Look, I
Yeah.
thought it was 2024. We're doing gender stuff still, typical gender norms. And they said, "No, dummy, it's because you're married."
I think someone yelled out, "Look at your hand!"
And I looked at my hand.
Yeah, you looked at the right hand.
I looked at the
first.
right hand, and I said, "What? Is there something on it?"
And they're like, "The other hand, your other right." Someone yelled out. Some comedian said, "Your other right."
Yeah, real funny guy.
Yeah. So Reeves, will be right back in a second. Bryan, do you got any updates? Anything that's going on? Any important calls happen? Anything?
Wow, it almost seems like you are leading me someplace.
No, I would never. I'm a naughty boy.
Let me think. Oh yeah. Funny you should ask about calls. I got a voicemail sent. Well, I didn't get one. The Pod Chef voicemail got a voicemail. Do you remember?
Oh,
when Reeves was on his walkabout, he sent maybe 2 voicemails, I think, in the
did.
several months he was gone. I think it planned to send a lot more. Didn't go that way apparently, but it's still open. I forgot that it was even.
I forgot it was open. I forgot that it was a thing.
Yeah, we've been paying for it, so.
Oh, I'm aware that we're paying for it. I just forget that it's actual thing that we could get a voicemail from.
Yeah, I haven't been checking it. It's the only voicemail that's there though, which is nice. Because last time we missed a bunch of voicemails, we missed that one from Allison Roman's PR person who wanted to have you on the episode. So that's.
And they kept
whatever
saying,
happened to her.
She's just too busy. She just won't answer any of my emails. She's at dinner parties with that guy from The Office.
Steve Carell?
No, the other guy, BJ Novak from The Office. She's at posting pictures of dinner parties with BJ Novak, and it's like, change your name, dude, because that first part is inappropriate.
Those are my initials.
What?
What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
I bet you don't go by BJ.
No, and when I sign things with my initials, I put BAJ.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got we got a voicemail. I was walking past the phone and it was like blinking red, and I was like, "Oh, that can't be good."
That never happens.
And I didn't listen to it because I don't want to. I think this is an experience that we all should share together as the Pod Chef boys. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it. It is 6 minutes long.
Holy crap!
So if you want to go pause this episode, go get a coffee, get a bag of chips.
Yeah.
Do that now, and let's get it going.
Well, hello there, boys. It's your favorite Reverend, the good Reverend Han Gary of the Church of Food and Wine magazine. Now, I apologize for my absence. It's been a long time since I talked to you boys, but I've been on a mission. We went down to Africa to speak to some of the locals there and try to convert them and show them the good word of the Church of Food and Wine magazine. Now, they weren't too into the mission we brought. We did bring lots of delicious foods and some delicacies and a lot of one bite so that you could really just dig your teeth into, just single succulent pieces of food that,
where's he
good
walking
Lord,
to?
was blessed share the word, but they were hungry, and we came with single bites of food and little amuse bouches, and that just wasn't enough. So we didn't get a lot of conversions on that trip, and for that, that's all me. So, boys, have to forgive me. I am out walking right now. I gotta get my steps in. I'm walking my pit bull, of course, intact. Of course, I don't want to, breed them, put them out there.
Intact. What does that mean?
Hasn't been
Go sell
neutered.
them, getting to friends and family, members of the congregation. Beautiful brindle pit bull, wide and thick,
I don't like that.
hardy, and full of vigor, and just.
I don't like that.
Sorry, I got a little carried away. I really love this pit bull. Oh, okay. There's a reason I called you. The reason is, of course, is that I noticed if I'm looking at the episodes you boys are doing, the next episode you're doing, of course, is with Paula Dean. Now, Sister Paula is a beautiful member of the congregation of the Church of Food and Wine magazine.
This isn't gonna age
She's
well.
been getting a bit of a bad rap lately.
Yeah.
Folks called her racist. She said some racist things or did some racist stuff.
I'm scared.
I don't know what it is, but I'll tell you this. Sister Paula is a beautiful woman. She is a kind woman. She is a smart woman. Is she a racist woman? A little bit. Just a little bit. But the Church of Food and Wine magazine, we don't cancel you for one little bad thing you've done in your life. Or, of course, many little bad things you've done with like one big thing. But that's not Food God's way.
Mm-hmm.
Food God taught forgiveness.
Well.
He taught breaking bread.
Well.
Drinking wine.
Yes, Lord.
You think if Sister Paula went to Food God, Food Jesus, Food Holy Spirit, Holy Trinity, and said, Lord, I, messed up, and asked for forgiveness.
Speak on it.
He would turn her away?
No,
he wouldn't. He would take her in, feed her, nice meal, something, fried, I'm sure. Fried.
What is this prayer?
Chicken, fried, chicken fried steak, fried, corn, what have you. And he'd bring her in. And if she was still doing these awful things, well, he'd forgive her every time. That's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You love each other.
Well.
You share food.
Amen.
Me and Sister Paula gets it. She knows where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a white man. She's a white woman.
Oh, confirmed.
And I've had my foibles. I've messed up a time or two. Who hadn't? You say the wrong word. In these days, you don't know what you can't say,
It's pretty obvious what you can and
I'm not
can't
going
say.
to go into it, but there was a situation when I was at the Kroger's, and I referred to one of the bag boys as bag boys, and apparently you can't do that anymore. And when I was called racist, I, of course, doubled down, and I can't go to that Kroger's anymore. But boys, that's fine. That's neither here nor there, because there's many a Kroger in the world. I've been to all of them.
A lot of them closing.
All right, boys. I probably kept you too long now.
Yep.
I just want to let everyone know, Paula Dean, Sister Paula, good woman, fine woman, Christian woman, racist woman. But we're all in this
Allegedly.
together. All right, boys. I ain't seen you at the church in a while.
I never will.
Maybe you forgot that you were also members, and
We're aware.
checks stopped coming too. We was getting them checks for so long that, $20, $25 checks and $30 checks every couple of months from you boys.
Yeah.
Really helped kept the Church of Food and Wine magazine going.
That's when we were running commercials. So.
To keep that going again, that would be
Had some income.
Great.
Yeah.
Sorry, hold on. I see someone I know. Hey, you young blood. How you doing? All right. I see you in church on Sunday. All right. All right, brother. I'll see you then.
Was him talking to a black person
Sorry.
there?
Okay. I'm sorry, boys. I gotta go. Now, look. From the Church of Food and Wine magazine, that's been your good friend, Reverend Han Gary. All right. Take it easy, boys.
How do you mess up on his name at the end?
I don't know. It's a weird. He's got a weird name.
Well, I mean, it's his name, so he came up with it.
You don't think he was given that name at birth?
No, I think like most Southern black pastors, I think he came.
He's
up with that
white.
name.
He said it himself. He's a white man.
I think he said that to misdirect.
He's a white man. He said it. It's quoted.
This whole voicemail was him like trying to give Paula Deen the past. So
I mean,
I think
he was just speaking on behalf of a sister.
Yeah, exactly. He kept calling her sister too.
Yeah,
Not
because brothers and sisters under Jesus.
He kept saying sister Dean.
He's
That's
white.
what he kept saying. He's a
white.
black guy. I mean, I think we know that for sure now, especially from those clob stoppers. We could hear footprints. That's a Southern.
It
black
sounded like he was
pastor.
wearing like Nike slides or something.
Yeah, it sure did sound like that. All right, well, that's good.
It also somewhere in the middle. It sounded like almost he was maybe like walking past some people he didn't want to hear him sounding like that, so he got quiet and like spaced out his words.
Quiet.
If I had to guess, he was walking past people who he thought might not want to hear him talking that way, and so he got quiet.
Yeah, wouldn't understand seeing a clearly black pastor
White man.
walking in a different kind of uniform that other people might find slightly offensive or like questionable. But either way,
with his
I'm
beautiful
glad.
pit bull, of course.
Yeah, oh my god, beautiful pit bull from the sounds of
Intact,
it.
of course.
Intact,
Big, huge balls, I imagine.
Gigantic clonkers back there. Every time
Squeeze between his legs.
Every time he sits down, it just sounds like an anvil hitting.
Yeah, they're
glass.
sideways between his legs. They can't even sit the right way. They're sideways. They're walking. They're single file between his legs.
They're like how bowling balls come out.
Yep.
of the dispenser.
Yep.
All right.
White man, white reverend.
Yeah, sure. So
Thank you, Reverend. Thank you, Reverend.
Yeah, thank you, Reverend. This is good because I did think of Reverend Han Gary when Paula Deen was on this episode. So that I'm glad that he decided to reach out. And we should review when Reaves gets back from the bathroom. We should review our donations to the church, just because I'm now realizing that $30 every few months is probably too high. So
well, we might get a bunch of money if I remember correctly. Something happened where we might be getting a bunch of money recently soon. So
yeah, so we'll see. We'll look into that. Okay, let's move on to Chefs I Prepared for You. This is a segment we do every week where we talk about what we had for dinner last night and only last night. And we present it as if we're presenting it to the judges on Top Chef. There will be a winner, but it won't be a vote because have you seen these candidates?
oof, it's between choosing, like a turd sandwich and a douche, I thought of that, like a turd sandwich and a douche, right?
I literally was like, I've seen this somewhere before. These two options.
I mean, the whole thing is like it's scripted, right?
Yeah. So,
who are you gonna pick, the cop or the felon? And that's of course food.
Yeah, that's food.
Or
Related.
those are food terms.
Those are food terms. So, all right, I'll go first. Chefs, I prepared for you ground sautéed venison. Garlic sautéed kale, and brown rice.
Okay, let's get into it.
Let's talk about it.
What are you seasoning let's call it what it is, the deer. What are you seasoning the deer with?
Maple bourbon.
Maple bourbon, like actual bourbon.
No, there's a seasoning
Gotcha.
from Spiceology.
Gotcha.
But it's very good. Maple bourbon seasoning.
Okay, so it's sweet.
Not really. It's more savory than you'd think.
Okay, and comes in a pound. I'm guessing you buy a pound of venison, deer.
Yeah,
maybe 12 ounces, maybe not a full pound. 12 ounces, maybe.
Well, no. An ounce is. Yeah, I think it actually is 12 ounces. So yeah, it's basically like that. So I got 2 because then I have it for the rest of the week.
From where?
Whole Foods. So I was looking for bison, and
I know you buy that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and they switched to. So the thing I'm realizing that they do is, this is called their restorative meat program of eating the meats that are actually available
in that locally
in the land.
Yeah,
and so they're off bison right now because bison is not around right now. So that's deer now.
Huh. Had you had deer before?
I've had venison before. Your boy went to West Virginia University.
That's right. That's right. That's
I've
right.
had venison before. I've
What
had
are your
squirrel
thoughts?
before.
I don't. Okay, we can get into that later.
And
I don't
squirrels.
like deer. I have had it. I don't like it. It's too gamey for me. You can like taste that it is an animal.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could say the same about bison.
Yeah.
But I like the gamey. But then again, I'm a fucking savage.
Your boy's a savage.
So I like the
Got
gamey.
that dog in him. You got two wolves in you, and both of them want meat.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I also have eaten Spam. That's one. So
put it on the thing. I mean, there is, Beetlejuice 2 came out today.
Yeah,
so
that's
like
one too.
Okay,
So,
we got the 2 counters going. Everyone keep count at home. We've got one B and one S.
Yeah. So yeah. I don't know. I like the taste. It's also I was, for some reason, I don't know if it's this new, all right, I don't want to get too into this new medication I'm on, but it's I was craving meat.
Huh.
So, and I wasn't craving chicken. Like I was craving like
red meat.
And so as soon as I got this, I was like, oh, it brought me back to life almost when I had my meal last night, because I was like, man, I'm so hungry, but I've been eating properly, and then I had this venison, and I was back 100%.
How close were you to eating it raw?
Not only was I close to eating it raw, I almost formed it into the shape of a small deer and went hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And was gonna hunt it, and then like go get one of my knives and stab it and slice its neck, hang it upside down so it would
drain the blood out,
and then cut it open. I almost did the whole thing because I was like, wait a minute, whoa. It's already been done. I literally took off my hunting jacket and my big orange hat so people can see me.
Yes,
and I don't get shot.
Important.
And I was like, Jamal, you can just eat it. So yeah, I almost did hunt for one. I was like, why don't I skip the grocery store, just go get one outside?
They're everywhere.
Rock Creek Park, I'm not lying to you. The deer, when I'm walking, sometimes if I see like 4 or 5 of them, they don't really run away from you.
They're used to seeing people.
Yeah, they like saunter away from you. And so I'm
they're
like,
in no rush.
You're easy prey.
It'd be, but these hunters are always like, oh, I didn't catch anything. What are you doing, dude? They're everywhere.
Yeah.
You mentioned hanging it upside down. Sorry, folks, we're getting real blue here. You went to West Virginia. Have you seen that? Have you seen?
Oh my God. Yeah. All the time. Like literally outside my apartment window, there was a little river. So the hunters, like kids in the apartment, would come back from like a break or something, and they'd be hanging up carcasses.
They would do it outside.
They'd hang up the carcasses right by the river on trees, and they would dry out and stuff. And then they
dress them right there.
Yeah, and they go out and get them and then cut them up.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's normal there.
I grew up around hunters, of course, but I had like one uncle, my cousin. I go to his house a lot, and the shed would more than likely, you open the door, have a deer hanging in it, and I do not like that.
Yeah,
I am not a fan of that.
I mean, I've seen it, and I've had a lot of freshly caught ground venison.
You need to find you a friend that hunts that is like, hey, I got 40 pounds in my freezer. Come by and get it.
Yeah, that's what it was basically. Like they'd come back from a break with like just tons of like venison, and they'd have squirrel, and they have wild mushrooms. Like I didn't trust the wild mushrooms. If you're studying horticulture, get the degree first, and then I'll trust that you know what you're talking about. That this mushroom's edible.
Mushrooms a lot of them look like the good ones, and then they're not the good ones.
Yeah, then they're poison.
Yeah. Okay, I knew they had kale and rice. Cool. Yeah. Chefs, last night I procured for you. I forget what they call it, but it is at a hot chicken place near me, and it is two medium spiced hot chicken tenders over macaroni and cheese and French fries with Rooster special sauce on top.
Wow.
And
is it called carb plate?
It should be. It's just called brown. So everything is brown.
What it should be.
I shouldn't have had it. I could have done a lot better, but I was like craving that sort of thing, and I got it. And I also bought a watermelon at the Whole Foods on the way there, and the watermelon's not very good. It's not the sweetest watermelon. I thought I picked a good one. I did not.
Now, do you think this is a so? I just thought of this. You know, back
Yes.
in the day, they used to have black people who push buttons in elevators. I think it
Yes.
would be helpful in a grocery store if there's like a watermelon attendant who's helping you procure watermelon. And he's like, "Oh, you don't want that one? No. This one's been here for weeks."
Do you think, as a black man, I've looked at the websites that tell me how to pick a good watermelon. I, in theory, think that I know what I'm doing. I was in a store once, and a black lady came up to me, and she was like, "Which should we get?" And we had a nice conversation of looking at, and I was like, "I heard you got to be the 2-finger thing in the darkness, blah blah blah." I think I know what I'm doing, but I still think it's a crapshoot. Do you, as a black man, think that you know better than me? Just in like, I'm going to say inherently, but I don't mean inherently.
I think you do mean inherently, and yes, I do, because I will spend an uncomfortable amount of time, even for me, to get already diced watermelon from the produce section, and I'll look through like 7 of them and be like, "Nope, color's wrong, color's wrong, color's wrong, color's right," and pick the right one.
But that's already diced, though. The difficulty is when it's intact.
Well, yeah, but that's also innately, so it's the same feeling. I can tell by looking at it. I don't even. I can look at it. I can pick it up. And I can almost like feel the weight of it, and I'm like, not ready. Oh shit!
Would
This
these
is
folks?
the one.
Would these folks be wearing the like elevator? What was that term?
Gloves.
It's not like caddy or something. It's like an elevator attendant. I guess attendant.
Yeah, they
Would
have
they
like
be
a
wearing
like a watermelon attendant attire, like a colorful hat and suspenders,
the like fez hat?
Yeah, like an overalls that are kind of have holes and patches in them.
Oh, okay.
And big red lips.
You're going Song of the South with it. I was thinking it was going to be more like wearing like a nice suit, like an elevator
trust
attendant.
that guy. This is not a fucking sommelier.
You want a guy who's wearing overalls with no shirt underneath it.
I want a guy he's like talking to me, sprinkling salt on watermelon, and be like, "You looking for watermelon?" That's what I want. That's my attendant. He knows watermelon.
You went all Uncle Ruckus on me over here. Okay, let's see who's gonna win this. We can't pick ourselves.
Okay,
who do you choose?
I vote Reaves.
I also vote. I don't vote though.
Oh, I said I pick, right?
Nope, you said the V word.
I did not.
That's one.
Oh, that is one. I choose to abstain and pick Reaves.
Okay, I also wrote Reaves in as a candidate.
Okay, yeah. Reaves is a good write-in candidate, which you should be doing on your ballot.
Yes, you could almost assume that he's cooked something good for dinner last night.
Yeah.
So
I can almost kind of see it's got like some kind of sauce. Like I'm seeing it in my head. It's got some kind of sauce. It was a tray bake, but it was finished fancy somehow. Like that's what I'm seeing in my brain. So I'm picking Reaves. And none of us had fish or seafood, right? So we did it for the golf. We'll be right back after this.
Podcast. And there is Paula Dean. I wanted to like wave and say, "Hey, Paula!" You know, like I'm so excited. Paula Dean with her beautiful hair is right here.
Oh. Please welcome author, restaurant owner, and Emmy Award-winning TV personality, Miss Paula Dean, the queen of Southern cooking.
Hello, chef. I know this is gonna be like fry me something, roll it in butter, dip it in some mayonnaise kind of challenge.
Well, Antonia, don't give away the challenge right away.
I'm thinking this is recorded after you've done this, so you know.
So it's not fair. You know what it is. Paula Dean's here, and I kind of before this episode, I forgot about Paula Dean. You know how they say "out of sight, out of mind."
I saw her recently on Reddit because apparently she's lost a bunch of weight.
Good for her. She probably, I'm going to say this, she probably stopped eating the Southern cuisine.
Yeah. I think also I remember at one point someone said that she's aged a lot, and then some comment was like, hate ages the hell out of you. Like, hate makes you old.
Hate makes you old. Yeah,
hate will age you.
That's true. That's why I look so young. I don't hate anyone.
No, you're a very nice man. You love everybody.
Play the second clip. Let's get the quick fire challenge.
We're getting into it. I didn't even put my coffee up. Got to put it down. Push this button.
This round of the competition is all about good old-fashioned Southern cooking.
I don't know if you
that.
can tell by my accent, but Southern cooking is very near and dear to my heart. You know, down south, that's really how we show our love for each other.
For your quick fire challenge, we want you to impress Paula Deen with your skills using a deep fryer.
Yes!
I don't know if you can tell by my accent,
My accent.
but I'm from the South. Yeah, we got it, Paul.
She's for sure not as Southern as she's portraying herself to be on
Nope.
TV. It is a
Nope.
character. She is literally
Yep.
the cable guy of cooking.
Yep.
She's the like Brett Favre recently made some tweet that said like, I don't get all this electric vehicle stuff because I drive a Ford truck, but I really like Elon Musk, basically what he said. And everyone's like, shut the fuck up. You're a billionaire.
Yeah.
You also stole a bunch of money from welfare that you got
Yeah.
like sent to your state. People need to stop pretending. It's like everyone, again, let's get into politics really quickly.
Get into it.
And then we'll leave.
And then we'll leave.
This JD Vance character I'm hearing about
Mm-hmm.
says he's from the Appalachia.
Yeah.
So it's Appalachia, not Appalachia. If you say Appalachia, I'll throw in Appalachia. Ashley told me that, friend of the show. Just be yourself. If you are a cultural elite, just say it.
Just say it.
Yeah, I'm from the coast. I'm a coastal elite. I went to Harvard, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Leave the Southern to real Southern people.
Yeah.
Giving us a bad name. I'm trash.
Yeah.
I'm fully trash. I come from trash people. I'm trash.
I can co-sign that. Bryan is, for people who don't know, who don't have the video tier, Bryan is white trash.
Fully
And
white
he
trash.
embraces that, and I embrace it also. It's a self-esteem boost for me. That's why I keep him around. And so he embraces it. He doesn't pretend to be from the high north, even though he lives in the Yankee capital. He is from the South, and he's Southern garbage. And so what I don't like is these coastal elites who went to Yale pretending like they're Southern down home, an everyday person. They're not.
No, you're not.
They're not. JD Vance, I think, was born at sea.
That's as coastal as you can get.
Yeah, on his father's yacht. And then his dad, immediately after he was born, looked at his wife and said, you got fat.
Jesus.
And then threw off the boat, and they sailed back. And that was the beginning of the end for JD Vance. And again, that's all allegedly. That's what I'm hearing. Allegedly.
I Googled Paula Deen to see where she was born. She was born in Georgia. I'll give her a pass on that.
Wow, I didn't know she was Eastern European.
It does say that she was married to some guy named Jimmy Dean, but it's not the sausage guy.
Bullshit.
It's a different Jimmy Dean guy.
Also, don't tell people I'm not the sausage guy, because that could mean two things. So you're married to me. Tell them, trust me, he's not the sausage guy, but he is the sausage guy.
Yeah, if your wife's going around saying he's not the sausage guy, brother, you need to get some work done in the in the bedroom.
I would tell my wife, tell people I am the sausage guy. Tell them I'm your sausage guy.
Let people know.
All right, so that's the quick fire challenge. They got to prepare a Southern style dish using one of the deep fryers that were lined up like they were doing a shooting range. And the winner got $5,000. And Paula Deen was the guest judge. So now Carla Hall is struggling with her deep frying, because she left the batter on what she was deep frying, and it just became mush. Her hush puppies, I think.
Yeah.
And Tiffany was making what she likes to eat, which is fried chicken. So that was easy one. Mike Isabella tells us it's more important. He tells us less is more in comparison to the other chefs, but Mike is also doing a dish that's a little inspired by something else. We'll get to that in a second. But first, as Antonia's made food for just one plate of people, let's. I'm sorry. Antonia didn't plate for two for Paula Deen and the former host of Top Chef. Are we allowed to say her name? Are we contractually allowed to say Padma Lakshmi?
We should probably start saying former host.
Okay.
Padma Lakshmi. I do want to mention really quick, I didn't say this on the top because we got right into it so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is very horny for Tiffany this episode.
So horny.
Episode starts. She's got makeup on. People are talking about it.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
Yeah,
For
don't do
future
that.
references, if your friend shows up wearing makeup, don't go like, "Oh my god, you got makeup on." Do not do that.
Yeah, you look so much better than normal.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Only time you can do that is if you go back in time to the early 2000s.
Then you can do it all you want.
Yeah. Anytime then or before, it's so fair game.
Oh.
But
If
right now,
you don't do it.
right now, can't do it. So don't do it.
Don't tell people that they look sexy unless, of course, they got sexy. And then you can say you got sexy.
Yes. Or unless they get horny surgery, like me.
Take.
So the only thing what is allowed is women are allowed to compliment you on your hair. And let's listen to Paula D and talk about Richard Blazes.
We have sort of a lot of fried textures. We have fried bacon. Why not? And also with fried mayonnaise on top of it.
Well, I haven't heard a word you said because my hair looks identically to yours when I wake up in the morning.
This is like,
Yes.
it's 1 part duck fat, 1 part liquid nitrogen.
Oh, my goodness. You were after my heart, weren't you?
I was.
And Bryan, could you just bring up Google and tell me if identically is a word or is it identical?
It's a word.
Okay.
Identically.
Okay, good.
In exactly the same way.
Okay, well, see, she's
two
not
men
Southern.
were dressed
She's
identically
not,
in black.
She's not Southern, folks. She knows her
because she's articulate.
She knows her vocab.
Another thing I'm not going to tell you guys not to do. Paula can do it. I guess don't do it. If someone's talking to you, don't say, "I'm sorry I didn't hear anything you said because I was focusing on one thing about you."
Yeah, don't do that. Oh my God.
Sorry I didn't hear you. I was too busy looking at your butt.
Yeah.
Your legs.
It's like, how are you looking at my butt when we're having a face-to-face conversation? I was like, trust me.
You're in front of a mirror. I was looking at the reflection.
Looking at the reflection.
I didn't hear a single thing you said. I was too busy looking at your feet.
Yeah. Don't say that. Let's get into Mike Isabella feeling kind of confident as Paula Dean's going around doing the dishes, and we find out why.
So sorry.
Today I did a little twist, fried chicken oysters. It's the piece that's attached from the thigh to the body. I decided to do a little spoof and serve it in an oyster shell, but I made a mustard gravy and I finished it with the oyster liqueur.
Mike's dish sounds very much like something that's in one of my notebooks. And I know that, he's seen that before.
You're very organized, Blaze.
It all goes to hell once the challenge starts, though. I'm waiting for him to look at me across the room. He won't look at me. And he definitely knows it's plagiarism. That's my dish.
I've never had oyster gravy before, and I make a lot of gravy.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, no one's probably had oyster gravy because it's in Richard's notebook. It's not a real thing yet.
You hadn't gotten to Richard's notebook yet.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it.
So there's plagiarism happening. Mike
It is blatant, boastful plagiarism.
And after this clip, Mike then looks at Blaze and winks at him.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, you just admitted. That's a guilty admission that you took an idea from someone else.
He says, it's my dish because I made it, basically.
Yeah. Which is the same as a comedian being like, well, it's my joke because I did it first on TV.
Well, what's his face? Frickin' Carlos Mencia, famously, when he got busted for stealing jokes, was like, I said them on TV.
Yeah.
They're mine.
They're mine. And
it worked. He made a bunch of money, I think. I don't know what he's doing now.
He had an empire, and then it came crumbling down.
Do you remember Deet Diddy? Oh, man.
My God, that was a phenomenon. Everyone was doing it.
Everyone was doing Deet
I was
Diddy.
Guilty.
I was saying Deet Diddy.
I was saying DTD at like self-checkout.
Mm-hmm.
When no
that's
one was
early
around.
days of self-checkout.
That's
too.
early days of self-checkout when like you had to be a limit. You could not take anything off of the scale because it would freak out and lock up on you.
Yep.
And I would be like, anytime I do that, and they're like, please see an attendant. I'm like, DTD.
Yep.
Can you come over here and help me? I'm having a DTD moment.
And everyone got it. Everyone would be like, Mencia.
I'm right there, Carlos Mencia. Love it. And then Mind of Mencia on Comedy Central, when Comedy Central used to do shows about comedy.
Remember when they would play shows?
Yeah, remember when they do shows about
and not just
comedy?
play The Office 40 hours a day?
Or some like comedy rewind stand-up set from years ago.
Ridiculousness constantly.
Yeah.
That might be MTV.
That's MTV. So plagiarism happened. It's obvious, it's blatant, and only 2 chefs know about it right now. But later on in the episode, the other chefs find out, and they are like, "Oh, that's breaking chef's law," which I didn't know.
Law.
I didn't know that was chef's law. I didn't know that was one of the laws of chefing, and now I do. So that's good to know. I would never steal someone else's recipe unless it's in a cookbook because you blatantly want me to.
You're supposed to do that.
Yeah,
you wrote
want
it for me to do
yeah,
it. Maybe, okay, let's give Isabella the benefit of the doubt. Blaze's notebook
is his cookbook.
Is a cookbook.
And he showed it to
Mike Isabella.
That's true. If he wanted it to be secret, his own, he shouldn't have shown it to anybody.
Don't write it down.
Like if I'm writing down jokes and I go to open mic and I say, hey, what do you think of these jokes to the person who's going before me? And then they do my jokes. Well, I did show them my cookbook.
I gave you, people write joke books. It's the same thing. Maybe the person you showed your jokes to thought it was like, oh, Jamal's showing me his joke book.
Yeah. So if I do that, it's kind of on me for letting you see the joke.
Okay. Well, you know what? Hashtag free Isabella.
Hashtag free Isabella for this crime.
Just this one.
So Carla knew her hush puppies were bad, and Paula Deen goes into a whole thing about how
these are spitballs.
These are supposed to be so light that we gotta snatch them out.
Snatch them out of the air.
Paula loved Antonia's dish.
You put a lipstick on a pig, like that kind of fucking shit.
Yeah,
get fucked.
Paula loved Antonia's dish, but she didn't follow the rules.
Antonia is crying.
Yeah, crying about this because she did win.
She needs $5,000 so bad.
She's bad.
Crying.
Yeah, she owes some very untoward people.
She's Italian.
Yeah. But Mike Isabella wins with Richard's dish. So Richard accurately says, "This is strange being up against myself."
Yeah.
And he loses to himself, which is, makes you feel good. And then we get a chef who walks in, guest chef. And we hear about the elimination challenge. Play the clip.
John
Bash is like the face of the modern New Orleans chef. Kind of
White.
upstanding a little bit.
Hi, y'all. It's great to see you.
Hi.
You know, I grew up hunting and fishing in the marshes of South Louisiana.
No, you
because
didn't.
of the oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. These essential things are threatened. The Greater New Orleans Foundation does a great job with helping fishermen bring their businesses back on track.
Chefs, tomorrow, John and Paula are hosting a fundraiser to help the foundation. You'll be providing the food, and in honor of our guest judges, you'll be cooking Gulf seafood Southern style for the 300 attendees at the event.
I'm really excited about the challenge because...
So this is a fun challenge, I'd say. But the real fun happens right after this when the chefs that were eliminated return, and they're each holding a protein that the chefs have to pick from to use.
Yes.
Now, I didn't write down who specifically came back because
there's just one that matters.
Yeah, it's Marcel.
It's Marcel.
And Marcel's back, and he's holding white shrimp.
White shrimp.
And then Tiffany calls Marcel a white shrimp.
She says, "I'll have the white shrimp."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh yeah, Marcel."
Yeah. And so I also like that before Mike gets to pick first, and then afterwards, former host Padma Lakshmi asks, "Who do you want to pick second?" And Mike goes, Blaze can go next since he was the inspiration for my dish.
Yep. Oh, I'd have fucking knocked his ass out if I was Richard Blaze.
I would have been right then and there, be like, just so everyone knows, he stole my dish.
Yeah,
So
I would have stopped.
That's what that reference is. He stole a dish that he saw in my cookbook. Is it my fault that I shared my cookbook? Yes.
Yes.
But he stole the dish.
He
that
did.
I showed him.
Okay. Did he maybe think it was a cookbook? Maybe.
Was
it a cookbook? It was technically a cookbook.
Technically, by every means, it is a cookbook.
By every definition of the word cookbook, it was a cookbook.
Yes.
But
it wasn't published yet, so he
hadn't
shouldn't be
published it
stealing
yet.
it. He shouldn't be stealing it.
This motherfucker stole my idea. That's what I've done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy. This motherfucker took my idea.
Yeah.
Dude keeps his cool so well.
So well. His hair is standing up for him.
Yeah, he already had that done. That's smart.
Angelo is picked by Dale because he's the last person there with the big amberjack fish.
Yeah.
And it's a strange pairing because as soon as they cut to Angelo and Dale, Angelo's already doing subterfuge.
I love this so much.
He can't help but
I
do
love
this.
it so much.
He can't
You're
help
in his head.
You're in his head.
He's scared of you. You got
scared
this.
of you.
You got this.
I
was talking to him. He was talking to him. He said, "You smell bad."
Yeah. And then Dale was shaking his head. Yeah, good.
Yeah, fuel my fire. Let's do this.
Not everyone is actually happy with who they picked because they pick people based on assumptions, and this is where assumptions go wrong. Let's play the clip.
Our grains, we have tomatoes and cucumbers, like a vinegar. Did you guys eat that? Dang. What do you guys eat?
I grew up in the city.
Oh.
City boy. Really.
What?
I wanted Trey because I thought he understands Southern food. He's like, no, I didn't eat that food. You know chow chow?
No.
Tiffany, you can have him. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm good.
I think she's gonna keep her white shrimp.
Okay. No, really. Seriously? Can we take your NAACP card?
What are we gonna call it? Pico? Chow chow.
Pico?
Oh, those were the days when you could threaten someone's membership. You can't do it anymore, but back then your membership was on the line if you did something non-black enough in public.
Do you think that she said black card and they made her redo it and say NAACP card?
Yeah. Well, it's also because Amex was like, "Hey, we're actually coming out with a black card." I don't want any bad press for that.
Yeah.
So call it NAACP card because that's a card.
Look at Carla looking at Race and being like, he knows Southern food.
Yeah, can't say that on TV anymore.
Have you ever talked to him before, Carla?
Yeah.
It's like
she just assumed. It's like, oh, Trey, get your ass over here, boy. We're going to cook some shit up. And then Trey goes, so we cooking with not a lot of salt or what?
You want to make sure that we have a nice piece of fish.
Yeah. I wanted to just point out, when they go shopping, there is a quick clip of Dale full sprinting into the store. I mean, this is not jogging. This is not like scurrying. He is full sprinting into the store. And I was just like, I didn't know if it was that serious or not. So let's cut. They're done shopping. They go back home and like Carla starts the conversation. Like, can we talk about the worst dish I made ever, which was the hush puppies today? And then Antonia decides to have girl talk with Carla and Tiff.
Pulls them aside.
And she goes, just so you know, that dish that Mike made, that's a dish that was shown from Richard Blaze's cookbook this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then they all go, wait, what? And I think Tiff says, I didn't know that, sis.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that, sis. And we find out that's chef's law. You don't steal it. It's got to be in a cookbook published to steal. So that's chef's law. Don't do that out there, because if you break chef's law, they will come and confiscate the cooking utensils in your kitchen, and then you're stuck. So here's another more proof that happens that Trey is not from the South. He buys greens in a can instead of fresh collard greens. And Carla is just like, I don't know what to do anymore. Marcel is giving Tiff a bunch of cooking advice over and over. And let's just hear, this is the you can't say this on TV clip of the week.
After hearing the comment 4 or 5 times, I made it real simple.
Are you sure you don't want to use some of these with like the
Really,
heads?
I'm more concerned about having 320 orders before I start using it. It's my biggest concern.
Okay.
If anyone's going to be able to put Marcel in check, it's going to be Tiffany. 5'10", Southern black woman with some serious, like...
Here, we got to get some shrimp.
That's the part you can't do. You can't do the snap.
If he had just said
if he just stopped at 5'10", serious black woman, and he didn't go with some serious, that's the part that would get you canceled today. So you can get away with that, but you can't do it now on TV. So let's get to
Dale does get a little bit of, he could kind of say it. He is Filipino. He is a person of color.
Yeah.
He could say that.
He could say it.
You can't do the snap.
Yeah, can't do the snap. That's reserved for me. And even me, it's dicey. We're talking about black women. So
you gotta look around.
Yeah, I gotta look around and make sure she's not around. And be like,
comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, comes out of nowhere. What was that? What was that snap you just did? I'm like, see what you guys did. So
you guys.
So let's get to the judges eating the food. The judges like Mike's dish. And this time it's his own dish, so he's stood on his own 2 feet. And,
we think.
We think. Richard's dish also goes over well, and they comment that it's seasoned well. Paula Deen makes an interesting face when she's eating Carla's collard greens, and I instantly was like, oh boy, that's not good. That's not a face you make when you're loving collard greens. And she was like, nope, these aren't my collard greens.
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 Yeah, because I have them fresh picked by my workers.
They don't come from a can.
Yeah, trust me. In fact, if my workers pick collard greens like this, I would can them.
That's all you can do these
That's
days.
all you can
fire
do.
up.
That's all you can do these days.
She's like elbowing all the other white judges. They're like, stop it.
Tom's like, stop.
I do not associate with you.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Tom's
you know
like,
what I'm talking
You
about.
know, Tom, now you know. You got them hats that look like plantation owner hats.
I seen you wear suspenders.
Yeah. Got them big old sun hats that go with a mint julep. The judges don't like Tiffany's shrimp and grits, and we find out later that Marcel cooked the shrimp that he was so obsessed with. Wrong. And then Dale made an amberjack stew, and it didn't sound appealing, and it wasn't finished. The potatoes were undercooked; they're basically raw. So, like, imagine getting these hard, crunchy potatoes in
a soup.
It's just not good.
And what's supposed to be a mushy gushy soup.
Yeah, let's go to judges' table. Tiffany, Carla, Dale. Mike, Antonia, and Richard are in the top this week.
Your tops.
And so Mike is going against Richard, and this time he had to cook his own food, and he loses to Richard.
He loses.
When Richard actually gets to not have to compete against himself, he wins. So congratulations, Richard. Redemption for plagiarism. That's a lesson for you all.
Mm-hmm.
MLA citing your sources.
Cheaters
plagiarism.
never win.
Yeah, cheaters never win, except in politics.
And yes, and of course, they say like the only thing that can defeat you is yourself.
Yeah,
and
that's
they
technically right.
You think that they mean like your personality, your attitude. No, it's actually
someone else taking your idea and executing it even haphazardly will defeat you.
Like Shadow Link in Ocarina of Time. Of course, like Link has to face Shadow Link, and like that's you facing yourself. Like you could lose to yourself, but also in this sense, you could also what could defeat you is the water temple, which is a piece of shit and it shouldn't exist.
Which a lot of people don't know about Shadow Link. When that first was developed, some of the first character renderings for Shadow Link was African American, and they said we can't do this. All right, so
who said that?
A lot of people.
This is a Japanese game. Everyone's like, "This is fine." What are you talking about?
They said we want this to sell in North America. Let's make him gray.
Oh, I think in the game he's referred to as Dark Link and not Shadow Link.
Yeah, that was also his first name was Spook Link, so they changed that as well. Tiffany, Carla, and Dale are in the bottom this week, and Tiffany's shrimp. It was just poorly cooked. Let's hear Dale's elimination.
Dale, please pack your knives and go.
Thanks, guys. It's great to meet you. Pleasure to meet you, Chef.
Good luck.
Thank you so much. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
It's tough. Sucks. You're like right there. So close.
What? That's what it is, brother. Animal. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
It's a pleasure.
You know what I'm really proud of is how I went through this whole thing. First time I was here, I didn't like me very much, so I took it out on other people. Hopefully people were able to see that I've grown up. I think this time around, I'm in a really good place.
To the bodega.
To the bodega.
What is she referring to? I forgot that. Was that the store that was their Restaurant Wars?
Yeah.
Okay.
So our boy Dale is
our
gone.
buddy Dale, friend of the show, good friend of the show.
Episode 11 in the All-Star season. And everyone was like, "Where's he now?" He's crushing it. That's what he's doing now. He's
killing it.
Been all over TV, cooking.
Tarrytown,
great restaurant. He's
New York,
doing his thing,
crushing it. Still being petty, calling out reviewers on Instagram.
As he should be. Speaking of which, I've started a new Google account where I now review restaurants in DC. And if you're not coming correct, I'm gonna fucking cook your ass.
Are you actually doing that?
Yes, I am.
You started, so you made a burner, let's say a dark account, a shadow account.
Yeah, to review restaurants in DC.
Amazing.
And I'm gonna cook your ass if you're not bringing it. And if the service is bad, I'm definitely cooking your ass. And so I'm
people love. See, okay, we got some time. I don't like when reviews reference the service. I want to know about the food because I'm usually a takeout person anyway. But like when I go to a restaurant, when I go to like a Yelp or whatever, and the reviews are low, And the reviews are all like some white person being like, it took 25 minutes for them to fill my water cup and no one came by to check to see if I was okay. I'm like, but was the fucking food good, dog?
Oh, I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is, one, this review I did yesterday was the food, these cookies are great. But the problem is, this is like, you have to, like, getting these cookies delivered takes forever. So you have to, it's faster to go to the place. But every time you go there, if like you get the wrong, there's like 2 people who work well there and like are happy to be there. Everyone else is like miserable. They're angry that you're walking in. They don't help you. They'll tell you that cookies are out when they have an unlimited supply in the back. They just have to make more. That's what their job is. So like I was like, am I being too picky? And I brought a friend with me like last week to go to this cookie place, and I did not prep them. And they experienced it from one of the workers of how terrible the service was. And we walked out and they were like, that was awful service. And I go, thank you. Vindication that the service, they're like, she was like angry that we were in there.
I will never fault someone for being angry in a service industry job. I'll never do it.
Why?
Because those jobs fucking suck, man.
I've been there too. That doesn't mean that you get to be angry at customers for doing nothing but coming in and being a customer.
I think you get a pass.
You don't. You don't get to be angry. Why are you getting paid then? If customers don't come in, why are you getting paid then?
I am allowed to be angry, but I will do my job. But I don't need to be like, "Hi, welcome to Cookie Land."
It's not even that, Brian. We walked in. They didn't even say, "What would you like?" They just stared at us.
I don't get mad about it.
Just stared at us. Didn't answer any. We were like, "Do you have any cookies?" Didn't answer a question. Just looked at you like, "Why are you here? I can't stand here." Was like dragging their feet to go get cookies from the back. Like, Brian, I think if you experienced it, you'd have a different opinion of it.
They get a pass. I go to the post office. The post office near me. I go to. The lady's on her phone watching videos.
Post office
doesn't say anything to me. Takes my thing. I'm like, "Can I get a receipt?" Scans it. Never looks up from her phone. Gives me the receipt. Great. This job sucks. I get it.
Yeah. Post office is a little bit different.
Food service jobs suck.
You work at a cookie shop. It's not exactly backbreaking labor. You're putting cookies on trays in the oven and pulling them out and putting them on trays.
What's the cookie place? You want to drag them by name?
Yeah, Insomnia Cookies on 18th Street.
Do you guys have a Milk and Cookies there yet? We have so many of them here now.
I don't think I've seen a Milk and Cookies.
They're like everywhere here. I went to one Thursday night. Grabbed a cookie butter cookie. Oof.
So I'm leaving these reviews all around town when I go to places. It's not really about the review, the service, unless it's going to be extraordinarily bad like it was there. And it's not just one. Brian, I've been going there for like 2 years. The service is always bad, like always. And even the other reviews of that specific location, the reviews are like, people are like, man, I guess they just hire anyone here because these people don't give a fuck.
As long as the food's good.
But the cookies are good, but they're overpriced also. So
of course, yeah, cookies and cupcakes.
So yeah, there's that. So is there something else you wanted to mention?
I did. It's been we like to have a lot of fun on this episode, and I'm sorry, like bringing it down on like a bummer note here, but we do talk about Top Chef, so we do want to mention some stuff that's been going on in the community lately. A Top Chef former contender, Naomi Pomeroy, passed away a couple months ago. Very sad that happened. It was in like an accident thing. Young people shouldn't die. It sucked. And of course, very recently, Shirley Chung, one of my favorite contestants on the show, was diagnosed with like tongue cancer and is going through chemo treatments. And everyone's coming to her backing her up, being great about it. Just wanted to point these things out. That cancer sucks, dying sucks, but just wanted to bring those things. People are like, they didn't mention those things. Well, we'll mentioning them now. And yeah. So if you wanted to stop by Shirley Chung's Instagram and leave her some nice stuff, that'd be great. They had to close the restaurant, which is crazy because she really has stuff. It's like, yeah. So just want to bring it up. Sorry to end on a bummer note.
Thank you. Yeah. Thoughts with Shirley Chung. All right. We want to play the outro?
Yeah, I feel weird now. Just like, should we try to do something funny so it ends on a funny note, or?
Not everything needs to be funny. Sometimes things just have to end in reality.
That's the
wow. Jesus Christ.
Well, that's
Jesus Christ. Okay, you know what? This is what happens when we don't record every week. We're gonna pack our knives and go. Wow.
Oh, Reaves is coming out of the bathroom.
Oh, Reaves, you're just in time.
This is great, guys. You guys got something here. This is fun.
Nice.